Welcome to the second episode of Inside the System. In this episode, From Everywhere, Corruption, we're going to talk about how there is corruption coming from many places in the system, specifically in the form of lies. We'll talk about this more later, but we must first start with a recap, a summary of what we've learned last time. Because we must remember what we learned, otherwise it will be of no use to us. Or at least it will be of less use. So our goal is to fix the system. Our goal is to fix the entirety of the system. And what is the system? The system is a collection of every single system, from health system, economical system, educational system, environmental system, every single system in the world combined, with the condition that they must exist and they must matter. If there is a system that doesn't exist, then it's not part of the system. If there's a system that does not matter, it is not part of the system. We also learned about prioritizing systems. If there is a system that will help the world more for us to focus on more than other systems, we should focus on that one more. If it can benefit smaller systems more than just focusing on the smaller systems, we should focus on the big system. And then we talked about our goal, which is by August 18th of 2026, to get 100,000 followers for fixing the system. Now that all of that's clear, let's continue. I would recommend a notebook for you to take, or for you to write with, or a piece of paper to write down answers for questions I will ask. This is not required at all. You do not have to answer the questions I'm going to ask. You do not have to take notes. But this is just something I would recommend if you want to do it. So let's begin with this extremely important topic. Because this is episode 2, and in the first couple of episodes, we're going to be creating the foundation, creating the basis for this. So in your piece of paper, if you decide to get one, your piece of paper or your notebook, write at least 3 places where we can find corruption. What is corruption? Lies or things that negatively impact society. Write down 3 places. 3 things. If you want. And if you want to use the paper or the notebook for this. Okay. So now look over your 3 things, because I will share some examples later. Later, meaning right now, because corruption, I listed 4 places. I will list specific lies told as corruption later on. However, the places I listed was that corruption is in the schools, corruption is in the workplaces, the governments, the companies. It is almost everywhere. Corruption is almost everywhere. We will learn later on that there's 2 systems competing in the system. The unfixed system and the fixed system. In the unfixed system, that's the evil part of the system. So of course it has corruption in it. But even in the fixed system, there are some issues, and there is some corruption being spread through it. We will hopefully talk about that in future videos of this series. So what does it mean that corruption is literally pretty much everywhere? Almost everywhere. You can write down what you think if you want, otherwise you can just keep watching the video. I'm going to go to the next slide now. So pause the video if you want to write it down and you haven't yet. Okay, so this means that every single day, almost every single day, there are many sources, which I want to emphasize this because I already kind of said this in this slide. But this is more of an explanation, which in it I'm going to emphasize more. There are probably many sources, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, maybe even quadrillions of sources that try to feed you false information. So imagine trying to stay on true information when there's so much false information coming towards you. It's really hard. It's really hard, and that's why this course is so important. That's why at the end of this course, you will hopefully, if everything goes well, if you do everything that you learned, if you make use of your new knowledge you will have at the end of this course, if you finish it and everything, if you engage with it and learn from them, then it will be easier for you to spot fake information and to escape from the fake information. To continue, what false information are we talking about? Are we talking about if someone says 1 plus 1 equals 3, is that part of the unfixed system now? Not necessarily. Although we shouldn't try to trick ourselves into these things. The false information is things that specifically, directly, negatively impact society. So I will share some examples now, and then later on in future videos, I will share more. So I will say some lies that are commonly said. I will just say them. You can reflect on them if you want. And if you disagree with anything I say, and you think, no, it's not a lie told by the unfixed system, it's actually a truth from the fixed system. Because I'm going to say things that are lies in this next couple of slides just to show you the lies that the unfixed system says. But if you think they're actually not lies, but they're actually truths, we will talk more about these things, and we will talk about disagreements in general in future videos. Let's continue. Alright, I'm just going to read the lies, and then I'll tell you. Or you'll know when we're done, because the quotes will go away. It's okay to waste time. Being obsessed with a big goal is weird. Feminism is good. Do everything the same way everyone else does it. Don't try to follow those who have real success. Okay, so those are some of the lies. We will, of course, explain it more in future videos. You can reflect on them if you want. So to protect yourself from all this corruption, from these lies impacting you, you must notice it. How do you notice it? Use what you learn in this course. Use the lies you learn in this course, and listen to wherever these lies may be, and then spot where the lies are. Spot where the lies are, and realize this. I learned this from the Inside the System course. And this is actually a lie told by the unfixed system. If you do this enough, you'll just start realizing that there's so many lies. By the end of this course, you should have a good grasp on how to catch corruption. I've said this before. It says over here there's 18 videos left over this one. I think I will increase it a little bit. However, there should be around 20, 25, 30 videos in this entire series. So around 18 or 20 left. So after all of this, if you watch all of it, you gain the knowledge, you should have a pretty good grasp on how to catch corruption and how to avoid lies. Okay. So in the next episode, we will talk about the unfixed system's creation, what caused it to exist, and how it started. Thank you for supporting the fixed system. Do cool things and be a cool guy. Goodbye.